like magic.
Right, folks, running Sonic the Hedgehog 2, it's SuperSonic!
Oh, hey, how's it going? Yeah, so we are back with Sonic 2. I'm actually going to go into the options stage because whenever I go into the demo screen, it screws up the capture for a little bit, so we'll get the timer started here. And we're going to play as Sonic and Tails, even though Tails doesn't really do much in this category, but he will be very helpful for opening a door in Chemical Plant 2 and some of the boss fights as well. So without further ado, we'll get started on the timer. In 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and first thing, right off the bat, we have spin dashing for this game. And that will be our main form of movement. And of course, just like in Sonic 1, we will be doing this glitchless as well. I also run the glitch category for this game, but glitchless is actually pretty fun, especially with all the movement involved. And it's basically the same timing method as well. We do it by in-game time. But these score countdowns are slightly different, because when on the total that's on the bottom, if you cross 10,000 points, you will receive a continue, as you see there. And now Emerald Hill 2. Gonna see if we can get the monkey jump. That's the monkey jump, very good. And I'm gonna take this bottom route here. Usually you want to take the invincibility if you want to take the safer route for the boss fight. But in this case, the bottom route is actually a little quicker by a couple seconds. Roll into him for the first 4 hits, and then potentially take damage to get rid of our shield, have Tails get 2 hits there, and then we end up getting the last 2. Yeah, just like that, we're done with Emerald Hill. Now, there's a good reason why I balance on these buttons here. So about a couple years ago, I did a video for IGN for this very game, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and we were promoting the first Sonic movie. And I had the honor and pleasure of playing the game with Ben Schwartz, who is the voice of Sonic. And he told me at the end of each zone to kind of balance at the end of the capsule there. And ever since that day, I kept on doing it. And it just stayed with me after that. So it was a really cool experience, being able to do a speedrun and promote a movie. But yeah, and he tried to distract me a lot too. That was just another thing. But in this case, we don't have much distractions. It's pretty much me versus the video game. Alright, so Chemical Plant 2. We're going to utilize Tails to manipulate him to open a door. And this is actually not considered a glitch either. It is actually allowed in the category. So we're just going to open this door here. And we pretty much skipped about 2/3 of the stage already. Otherwise we would have to play through the entire level, and that's will take a long time, so. I didn't quite get the jump off the wall there. That's okay. Just get right back into it here. At the boss fight. I didn't get the boss music. I didn't get the boss music to start there. I don't think I've had that happen before. But yeah, that's Chemical Plant. That was pretty cool. I think there were instances where I had the music fade out and then you don't hear the boss music at all. But this time we just kept hearing the Chemical Plant music. Alright, so we got Aquatic Ruin. So we're going to be taking the top route here. So, mostly been setting up for a 6-tap spin dash or even a 9-tap. We did a 9-tap spin dash there so we don't get subpixeled by the spring. There we go, we're done with that. Also, the scenery for this level, the ground, for example, when I was a kid first playing this game, I thought it looked like a taco shell. And then the green stuff is like the green in the grass, it looks like lettuce. I had a very interesting imagination as a child, so I think of food whenever I play video games. But now we got Aquatic Ruin 2 coming up here. We're going to take the water this time. It is actually faster to go this way on the water. Let's see if we can get a pillar jump here. Nope, jumped a little late. That's fine. Gonna jump over the arrows. Gonna keep going. And it's kind of funny how the spin dash actually makes us go faster in the water. Alright, and then we're going to approach the boss fight here, which is the totem poles. Bye, Tails. Okay, I had to delay a hit there, mainly because it is possible to get a frame-perfect hit, and which would cause Robotnik to fly off. And that's actually a glitch. And that is not allowed in the category. So, as far as the category goes, what is considered a glitch? It's basically clipping through walls, doing level wraps, screen wraps, just anything just to kind of glitch through the game. But there are some exceptions in which the door open that I did with Tails, that is pretty much a manipulation, because Tails is still with us and we can manipulate him to open the door. If Tails glitches through, that doesn't really do anything. It's Tails. He's an AI, so it's like no concern. Also, we gotta be careful not to clip through the flipper there. It is actually possible to clip through it, which we call object phasing. So object phasing is basically when a sprite appears on screen, but its hitbox is not loaded. So even if we see it on there, Sonic can actually phase through. And there are a couple instances in Casino Night Act 2 where you can actually object phase through a couple flippers, and we won't be doing that in this category. So if it was glitched, we would have done it like with no problem. But anyways, in this stage here, we're gonna be grabbing the speed shoes, gonna try to carry it all the way towards the end of the stage here. All right, so now I'm gonna get on these hot dogs. I mean, they look like hot dogs to me. I don't know what they are exactly, but again, I think of food whenever I see various things. Alright, so we're just going to spin dash here. We're going to be approaching the boss fight very shortly. It's also possible to get a flipper clip there, but just kind of let Sonic do his thing and not clip into there. Now we've got the boss fight. Gonna try to stay on top of him here. Also, like holding the jump button and letting go of it to get those slightly higher bounces, because if I didn't do that, then it is possible to get hit by the electric part that's on the bottom of his ship. Also, we kind of look up here to despawn the animals faster. I always thought those were hamburgers. Yeah. I mean, Sonic eats chili dogs, so at least in the cartoon show. That's what it made me think of, chili dogs, when I saw those things. Okay, so Hilltop, this is where we normally do a zip here. But we're going to be taking an alternate route. I'm going to go ahead and set up a spin dash here. I'm going to take this. So normally in the glitch route, we would have either invincibility or we'd do a damage boost into the lava and have the platform take us down into the ground. But in this situation, we won't be doing that. We're just going to be playing it as intended. Yeah, sometimes that platform can appear, but other times it doesn't. Here we go. Hilltop Act 1. So for Hilltop Act 2, we're going to try to catch an early cycle here. If we don't catch it, that's okay as well. It's not that big of a deal. But it's nice to catch a cycle here and there. Okay, roll into that. It's kind of funny how they give us a checkpoint like 5 seconds into the level. Okay. Oh, I don't think we're going to catch the cycle, but that's fine. The cycle that I was trying to catch was that platform right there. Oh, wow, I went through that. I don't have any rings. This is fine. Everything is under control. No worries here. Okay, we got through that. No problem. Okay, we're just gonna do a jump here. Land on that platform, which a lot of times that doesn't happen. And sometimes it is possible to soft block there too. So I want to be careful with Tails. We don't want him to get any hits. Yeah, he didn't. So if Tails were to get a hit there, that would make Sonic fall right through because iframes would be active for Robotnik. Which is why we try to kind of manipulate Tails in a way to where he doesn't get involved in the boss fight. So we can just kind of bounce on Robotnik all 8 times and then just land safely back into the platform. And that is Hilltop. So now coming up we have Mystic Cave. Which I think is personally my favorite zone. I like the music to it. I like the look. It just, yeah, I don't know. I just like this zone a lot. It is possible to get up on that ledge. I just didn't get a good jump there. No problem. Gonna take an intentional damage boost. Then we're gonna carry this invincibility to jump on these spikes here to get up through that that bridge. That is actually not a glitch because there is an opening there. Ooh, I almost got crushed. So he made it through. No problem. Now we got Act 2 coming up over here. Got plenty of continues. Oh, thanks, Tails. Sometimes Tails can be pretty helpful, other times he may not be. Alright, so I'm gonna go up this route here. And go on this way. I'm just gonna spin dash across these here. And then we're gonna head over to the boss fight. We might see Tails just fall through the ceiling. Yep, just like that. That can happen. Unfortunate stalactite there. And yeah, as we were hitting Robotnik since iframes were active, his drills wouldn't damage us. So we would be able to safely do a spin dash into him so we can get more hits that way. Alright, coming up next, we got Oil Ocean. I just gotta remind myself not to do the glitch in Act 2, because I'm so used to doing it that way. But for Act 1, we're gonna be taking the bottom route here. Gonna go into the oil. And it is actually faster to go this way, and there are openings on those platforms, so we can just kind of bypass through them just fine. There we go. Gonna do the same thing on this end here. There we go. I'm just gonna keep jumping. There we go. We're pretty much at the end right here. That's actually a pretty solid stage. Alright, so for Act 2, normally we would do a level wrap, which is a zip, a horizontal zip. And that'll take us directly to the boss fight. But in this case, we're going to be taking the launcher instead of doing a damage boost. Once we get there, we will see that. So we're going to go into this here, go into this launcher. Set up a spin dash. Get into this launcher here, and I'm going to be holding right so we can land safely on this ledge. There's a hidden spring up there to go up on this part. Grab the speed shoes, and then we're just going to hold right, because sometimes there's actually some debris in the ceiling that we cannot see, so it can actually make us stuck. And there's like a hidden invincibility box up here, which we will use for the boss fight. I didn't get a good jump in there, so we're going to have to do a 2-cycle for this fight. That's okay. So if I did that correctly, we would have finished the boss like a lot sooner, but instead we're gonna have to wait about 18 seconds for this part to go. And this laser will shoot 3 times, then come back down. I think we have like 1 or 2 hits remaining. 1 hit remaining. So yeah, that is Oil Ocean. So now, we're going to head into Metropolis Zone. This is the only zone that has 3 acts, because Sky Chase, Wing Fortress, and Death Egg are all 1 act each. And originally, Death Egg was supposed to be its own zone. I guess they added it to Metropolis because of time constraints. And Tails, why? This is why sometimes Tails can be such a nuisance. But that's okay. Kind of need him for the boss fight coming up as well. But after this zone, Tails will not be of any use to us. This is the only final time that we will have him with us, like playable. Well, playable as an AI. Then we got Sky Chase, in which he'll be flying us, and that is like a 2-minute and 6-second autoscroller. Then we got Wing Fortress, in which it's gonna be Sonic only, and we're gonna be doing some shenanigans as well to get through it without having to glitch. And then we got Death Egg, in which it is just a one-on-one with Robotnik, as well as SuperSonic as well. Alright, just gonna get through here. Oh, you know what? Oh, I just realized I did a glitch. Oh, yeah, this run's invalidated now. We'll keep it going though, that's okay. I totally just went autopilot on that section. I did a screen wrap on accident. Okay, so for Act 2, we're gonna take this route here. I had a feeling something like that was gonna happen for Sonic 2. But that's okay. No problem. Alright, just gonna take this route here. The Glitchless path is actually really cool for Metropolis Act 2. And also, if you lose rings, it does create a lot of lag as well. Yeah, this path is actually pretty fun. Gonna kind of maneuver Tails here to make this slicer bring the slices over to Tails instead of Sonic, so kind of a target exploit. Okay, if you end up jumping off that switch, it will not make the bridge appear, so you have to kind of run off of it. And get an extra bounce off that guy to get up here quicker. There we go. Okay, so for Act 3, there's also another level rep you can do, but we won't be taking that. There's actually a very different route that we take here. So you can either take the top route or the bottom route. We're going to take this slightly bottom route here. Watch out for these crushers as well. Alright, so this is actually the second cycle. You can actually catch a first cycle here if we went the top route, but we need like a really good spin dash for that. Alright, just go this way. Gonna do a spin dash right here so we can land on this platform that's on the wall. Otherwise it'll just disappear on us. He's gonna do some spin dashes here. Did not quite get past that slicer. There we go. Gonna go down this way. You can also take the top route here instead of having to go on that half pipe. Okay, just spin dash off of this. We don't need to ride that platform. Okay, barely made that one. We're gonna make Tails come up here. Gonna try to go for a spin dash jump onto a bolt here. Didn't quite get it. I do want to show this off actually. It's actually really cool. So what I want to do is, as I do a spin dash, I need to jump, land on this, and when you get Tails on there as well, it gives you like twice the amount of speed to get up here. And then just spin dash on this one. So yeah, kind of a quick way to get through that section. Okay, we're gonna wait here. Just gonna drop Tails intentionally, so we can have him spawn for the boss fight. And we want him to face the other way. Okay, we got 4 hits there, which is actually really good. Ah, he went up for that one. Okay, then for this last hit, I'm gonna roll into him and then jump to get him, so that way he doesn't have to shoot his laser. Alright, that's Metropolis. So now, we have Sky Chase coming up. It is a 2-minute and 6-second auto-scroller. So we're going to be sitting around doing nothing quite a bit, So, Nick, if you would like to talk about the charity or anything like that, feel free to do so while we chill here.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Yes, the charity we are supporting with For the Love of the 90s is Pause Your Game. They are a non-profit animal welfare-based fundraising platform whose mission is to connect gamers to the animal rescue world through their programs and advocacy campaigns, as well as to support rescues throughout the United States with financial assistance for medical, behavioral, and sheltering needs. So I'm sure you'll all agree it is an absolutely fantastic charity, and what a great way of bringing animal lovers and video game lovers together. I mean, we're seeing it. We're seeing a hedgehog and a fox ride a plane right now. Like, if you don't love animals and you don't love video games, why are you even here? But please keep your donations coming in. Every donation is very much appreciated, and stay tuned because we've still got more Sonic after this.
Indeed we do. We have quite a bit of a Sonic block here. And as we're waiting through here, I'm pretty sure no one has ever seen this before. So you see the clouds in the background there. This cloud in particular, right here, this kind of reminds me of a mixture of Marge Simpson and King Kong. So we like to call it Marge Kong. I had somebody in my chat see that and they're like, does that look like Marge Simpson? And then I looked at it, it's like, no, I see King Kong there. And then they're like, oh, we'll just call it Marge Kong. Okay, fair enough. We'll call it Marge Kong. So that is actually a very unique cloud pattern there. And with that being said, we are finished with Sky Chase at 2:06, as I said. Now we got Wing Fortress coming up over here. Gonna say goodbye to Tails. It's okay. No fox was harmed in the making of this video game. Okay, we're gonna take this bottom route here. Gonna take an intentional damage off that propeller. There's a glitch you can do here called slope glitch. You can set up a spin dash, and that platform did not spawn. That platform was closed. Okay. I don't think I've seen that happen. That's okay. Oh, did not mean to spin dash that way. Wing Fortress can do that sometimes. No problem. We'll just not... Well, I guess we'll die again. This is fine. This is fine. Everything is under control. Nothing to worry about. We're just kind of, you know, getting things set up for the final showdown here. I take that damage boost again. So you can actually set up slope glitch on these platforms towards the bottom of it. And you can just pretty much get across the level, well, like most of the level this way. Okay, just gonna jump up here. And then we are going to fight the boss. Gonna see if we can at least 2-cycle this thing. Oops. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a 2-cycle. That's 4 hits. It is possible to 1-cycle this, but you would have to land on the spinning platforms as you hit the thing. And it's pretty precise as well. So. And while we are doing another cutscene, Gonna head over to Death Egg Zone, which is the final zone of the game. And we have 2 fights to deal with, but we won't have a single rain, just like in Sonic 1. In this case, we're gonna fight off against SuperSonic. And then we're gonna fight the Death Egg robot. And then just like in Sonic 1, time will be on fade out after defeating the Death Egg robot. Alright, let's see how these boss fights go. Okay, first things we're going to do is set up a spin dash to get 4 quick hits on this first phase here. And for the second one, I'm going to delay the hit a little bit, because it is actually possible to either soft lock or hard lock the game if you hit SuperSonic frame perfect on the last hit. And now we have Death Egg Robot. Gonna stay behind him. This guy takes 12 hits to defeat. And his jetpack doesn't have a hitbox, but the flame does. Alright, that's 10 hits. And then we're just gonna get the last 2 hits on this cycle here. That's 11 and 12. Alright, time is coming up right now. Alright. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, unfortunately this wasn't really a complete glitchless run because I did a screen wrap in Metropolis, but we did everything else glitchless, so we'll definitely take that. But yeah, that is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I hope you all enjoyed the game as well as the run. If you would like to check out more speedrunning of these games as well as various other games like Super Mario Brothers, Legend of Zelda, what have you, you can follow me at twitch.tv/supersonic_. And yeah, if anybody would like to learn how to run Sonic games in general, there's also the Classic Sonic Discord as well, which you can find on speedrun.com. Or you can also DM me as well on Discord and hit me up, ask me some questions, and I would be happy to help out, learn strats, and show you guys the ropes on how to speedrun Sonic games. But other than that, that'll do it for me. Thanks for having me. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the marathon, and we'll see you guys on another future marathon, perhaps.
Thank you very much, SuperSonic. A couple of really, really fun runs there. We are going to be heading over to an intermission, although before we do, we have had one further donation for me to read out. Big thank you to Rain84, donates $14.23, and with the message, let's get this past $100, shall we? P.S. Loving the Sonic runs, smiley face. It's a good job that Rain's loving the Sonic runs, because we've still got 2 more Sonic runs. We've got Spectral coming up, who's going to be running Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, and then Sonic Schoolhouse. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
So fast, and I was gonna take you traveling the world. I can hold you.